Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for November 18th, 2025. When I kept silent, my bones wasted away. From Psalm chapter 32, verses 3 through 5. For when I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My strength was dried up as by the heat of summer. I acknowledged my sin to you, and I did not cover my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. Now, David pulls back the curtain on a dark period of his life, confessing the agony of unconfessed sins. His words paint a vivid picture of spiritual and physical anguish. When he kept silent about his sin, his very bones wasted away. He groaned all day long. God's hand pressed heavily upon him, like his strength evaporated like water in the scorching summer heat. So this passage reminds us that sin is never merely a private matter. Sin affects us completely, body and soul. David experienced what many have felt, the exhausting weight of carrying guilt we refuse to acknowledge. Perhaps this describes your experience today. You know there is unconfessed sin in your lives, something you are hiding. That burden is crushing you, draining your energy, stealing your joy, and leaving you spiritually dry. Notice that David's suffering came not merely from the sin itself, but from keeping silent about it. God's hand was heavy upon him because David refused to come clean. The Lord disciplines those he loves, and sometimes that discipline means allowing us to feel the full weight of our guilt until we are driven to confession. Then comes the turning point, expressed in the beautiful simplicity, I acknowledged my sin to you, and I did not cover my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. The moment David stopped hiding and started confessing, God forgave. Not gradually, not reluctantly, but immediately and completely. This reveals the heart of our gracious God. He does not delight in our suffering under guilt, but longs for us to come to him in honest confession. First, John tells us that we confess our sin. He is faithful and just to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. This promise rests entirely on the finished work of Jesus Christ, who paid for every sin we would ever commit. Confession brings relief, not because it earns forgiveness, but because it receives the forgiveness already purchased by Christ's blood. When we acknowledge our sin, we agree with God about our condition and cast ourselves upon his mercy. And his mercy never fails. So is there sin you are keeping silent about today? Bring it into the light. Confess it to the Lord. Experience the freedom that comes when God lifts the heavy hand of conviction and speaks those words your soul longs to hear. You are forgiven. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others.